Welcome to Avorion. I just wanted to do something really quick to show you something. I've been playing around with salvaging, and I've been trying to get in and figure out ways to do some quick salvaging. And personally, when I salvage, I'm slow as crap. But look at these guys! Holy smokes! So, salvaging fighters. Most people have a problem with salvaging fighters because when you launch them, you have to target something, go over, do an attack, and it's a real pain in the butt. But it turns out, when you have a ship, a carrier with salvaging fighters, and you tell it to salvage, he does all that for you. So, not only has he got his salvaging unit on him, doing some decent salvaging, but these guys are flying around, knocking out everything, and I love it because I always like to be clean. I like to pick up everything behind me. So this works out really well. Not only that, the fighters tend to get in nice and close, and so they pick up all of the miscellaneous pieces of material that fall out. They pick up all the modules. Look at them go, man. So, normally that would break up, and you'd have to go in and retarget and tell them to go back in and attack again. But this guy is going to be pretty good about saying, no, I want you guys to go after this. See, look, he just retargeted them, and they're going after these pieces now. I have noticed one bug, and that is there's a point in time when the captain will come back and say, sorry, boss, no more salvage in the area, and I'm looking at a piece of salvage. Turns out usually that's very small stuff, so I can usually go clean that up myself. You should, because I did that, and there was 3 pieces of salvage left. I went out there and grabbed them, and one of them dropped a piece of an exotic module. So it certainly isn't the case that they're not doing it because there's no modules on there and there's nothing really worthwhile in there. It's doing it because for some reason a piece of wreckage is not being flagged as actual wreckage. So with that, there you go. There's an effective way to do your salvaging with salvage fighters. That guy's got 12 salvaging fighters on him. He's got like 6 salvaging beams on him. And all he does is goes around and just salvages the crap out of stuff. Next thing I'll probably show you is this ship I'm in right now. It is a absolute ball to play in. This guy flies around at a nice decent speed. But if you take a look at him, look at his hull, 38 points. This is like so small. He is so small. A fighter would be seen next to him, taking up like about this much space. It's really great. But I created this guy and saved it for the purposes twofold. One, I wanted something in case I died that I could just pop out, build with very little cost and very little materials, and just speed across the galaxy to wherever my body is to get stuff. The second reason is, with one little block of whatever here, this is titanium, I believe, trinium, I can throw in 2 different guns on this. It has a slot for 1 module, and I can actually send this guy off to go do his own mining. So I can build a bunch of these things and have him go off and do some mining. So that's pretty effective. Ooh, for a second I thought he was attacking me. But yeah, he's a nice little thing, and look at his speed up here. We'll take a look up at that. His total thrust is 319, his max velocity is 179. So when you're flying this thing, you can really scream across the map to get to the next jump gate if you want to go for a gate or a rift or whatever. He's got some decent reach because I did put in the module in here. I think at the moment I've got an engine upgrade module in there giving better velocity and acceleration. I had to add just a little bit because I do have a crew of about 5, right? Yep, 5 crew, which means I had to up the crew storage here by 1 to allow for the mining. If you don't want to deal with the mining, you can even lighten this thing up some more by taking out all the crew quarters. The rest of the space is taken up mostly by generators. You can kind of see the generators here. Here's a generator, or crew quarters there. Where are my generators? I got some decent engines in it. I think there's a generator right there. Right. There's a generator. There's a generator. So I had to create a bunch of generators in here. And then a hyperspace core is out front to allow him to have a decent jump. His range here is 4 sectors. So even if I'm just going around doing mining, I can tell him, hey, come here, follow me. And I can jump out to 3 or 4 sectors and move pretty good. Not too bad. So there you go. The only way to do this, guy, is when you do the build and you found your ship, you'll be given a chance to determine the size and pick the minimum possible size that you can get. Up, see here, I think did he just finish? Did you finish? Are you done? Orders? Salvage. Huh. Are you having a problem with this piece of salvage right here? Nope. I can't be too aggressive there because he'll get himself hurt. But yeah, let me show you this ship. I'm going to get up next to this thing. Look, he's about the size of one of the regular blocks. That's a pretty small ship there. So if we take a quick look at him, so if you want to see what the carrier looks like, I'm going to back up a little bit. I think that was causing him a problem. Get that out of there. You can see that when I want to attack something like before, I mark this, I have to go over to the side, go here and say, hey, go get that. And then I park something else and I go, hey, you guys, I want you, go get that. And so, they'll go off and they'll attack that. Where'd they go? Where'd you send my fighters? You hidget. You sent my fighters off to Timbuktu, didn't you? Whatever. So here's the build on this thing. This is a Frankenstein. I was just testing to see if I could get the fighters to do what I wanted them to do, because I was trying to find a better way to do salvage. I've tried putting the salvagers on here. I've tried the independent targeting salvaging unit, the independent targeting salvaging beams. Those are okay. If you're going to run a single ship with the hangar, then I would say throw a couple of independents on the outside, and then in the middle have your dedicated. And that way, while you're beaming down some big chunk, like this one that one right over there, if I beam that big chunk down, I don't have to worry about getting every little piece, because the independents will go off and shoot up some of the little miscellaneous pieces. But yeah, if you take a look at this guy, his thrust is pretty good. His velocity is pretty high too. So I made him pretty much a fast ship as well. He was originally meant for speed, and like I said, I've just tacked on some cargo and some hangar bays and some weapons out front, and it's become a Frankenstein monster. But it functions. It functions fine. And then as far as having modules in here, you can get 4 modules, and I pretty much just popped up this because his shield strength is sad. I'm in an area that, if I get attacked, I'm history. Neither one of these is intended to be attacked. I go into a space, and if I find a lot of wreckage like this, I send everybody out to salvage. So that's another thing I could do, is I could take these little ones that I've got, wherever he went to, I could send him off to start doing some salvaging as well. If I throw salvaging beams on him, I can crank out like 3 or 4 or 5 or 12 of these things, go into a junkyard area. I want to try that, buy a license, and then send these guys all off to go scavenge and see what happens. I think that might be pretty cool. I don't know if you buy a license per ship or if you just buy a license. I think it's a license period. And that might be pretty entertaining. So take care. Thank you for watching. And there you go. Quick salvaging. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching another episode of Dexter Plays. Please leave a like or subscribe and post any tips or tricks down below.